feel you don't have enough time for doing things? Do you wonder why others get so much time to do everything? Today, I want to throw some light on a smallest event that happened in JRD Tata's life. So, here is what we can learn from the event. JRD Tata, who is an ex-chairperson of Tata Groups, JRD had a friend who used to say that he misplaces and loses his pen very often. So his friend had decided that he is going to use a cheapest pen so that he need not worry of losing it. He was also worried about his carelessness habit of losing the pen. His friend shared his worry with JRD. JRD suggested, buy the costliest pen that you can afford and see what happens. Friend obliged his friend's suggestion and bought a most costliest and 22 carat gold pen which he could afford. After a couple of months, JRD met his friend and asked him if he still continues to misplaces his pen or loses it. His friend said that he is very careful about his costly pen and he is surprised how he has changed. JRD explained to him that the value of the pen that made all the difference. There was nothing wrong with him as a person. This is what actually happens in each one of our lives. We are always careful with the things that we value the most. So here are few more examples that I want to discuss so you get the deeper meaning of the incident. Let's take an example of a health. If we value our health, we will be careful about it and we are conscious about what we eat, when we eat, how much we eat. If we value our health, then we'll invest time in taking care of it and managing it well. When I say this, you can all recall one simple event that happens to most of us every day possibly. Like you promise before hitting the bed and you set up an alarm to wake up in the morning so that you can go for a walk and take care of your health and fitness. Then you only know how many times you have to snooze the button. This only means that you are not valuing your health as much it is required. You might be giving yourself n number of excuses for not waking up. You might have slept late in the night. You couldn't sleep after you hit the bed. There was a lot of noise going around. You're lost in your thought. Or it must be raining outside. It's real cold today. So these are the n number of excuses you might find. But the root of it all is you're not valuing your health. For you to understand this, you need to spend time with yourself all alone. Have you ever tried spending few minutes in a day with yourself all alone? The minute you are alone, you look out for a distraction, either a smartphone or a TV or a tab. If you are not willing to spend that couple of minutes with yourself, then I'm sure you're not happy with what you're doing. Or does it mean that you're not enjoying your own company? We all have 24 hours in a day. It is not different for anybody else. But still, you see people doing activities to safeguard their health, but some don't. This simply means that the person who is able to make time does value what is doing. The other common example that we can see is if we value our friends, we will treat them with respect and we will make time for them. So if someone really values your friendship and the time that is spent on you, then they'll surely make time for it. If we value money, we will be careful how we spend it and where we spend it. If we value our time, we will not waste it. When you yourself is not valuing the time that you have, then obviously you cannot expect that from others. If we value relationships, then we can go to any extent to save it and protect it and nurture it. So, in any relationship for that matter, if one person is willing to take the time out and invest the time in building or nourishing your relationship, then that means that the person values that relationship. It doesn't mean that that person has extra time in hand, so they are willing to give it. There are always things that we tend to forget or we tend to postpone. Let's take an example for student studies. They keep saying that, yes, I am going to study today, or maybe I'll do it tomorrow because it's not possible today. Then that tomorrow never comes because there is always another tomorrow, right? So, what does this mean? Does that mean that person doesn't have time? Or does it mean that they are not making time to focus on their studies? I'm sure when they are saying they don't have time for studies, they have enough time to spend on other things. The conclusion is if you value something, then you will always make time for it and you will stop giving excuses for yourself. For you to understand this, you need to invest time in yourself, sitting all alone and going deeper and understanding why you're not able to make time for what you're not able to achieve. Does it mean that it is not something that you value? Carefulness is a basic thing that all of us have. And we also know when to be careful. Carelessness only shows when you don't value it. Anything you want to do and you're not doing it means that it's not that you don't have time. It's because you're not making it as a priority. I want to quote Charles Buxton here. You will never have time for anything. If you want time, you must make it. Thank you so much for listening. Take care. Wish you a great weekend. And please do make time for yourself.